AIRBORNE jixtieq jirringrazzja lil Air Malta, NMED, Malta International Airport, Malta Air Traffic Services u MCM Maintenance Limited. Insemmilkom u nilqakom għal programm ieħor AIRBORNE, programm illi mhux biss ħadna barra minn Malta f'pajjiżi diversi imma anke f'Malta fejn dorna sezzjonijiet differenti li kollha huma marbutin mad-dinja tal-avjazzjoni. Bħalma ħanamlu propju illum aħna għal dawn is-sensieli kollha dejjem kellna intervista minn dan il-bejt illi propju jurina il-mittjar ta' ħalluqa. Dan huwa proprjetà tal-MCM Maintenance Limited u llum propju sa nitkellmu ma' wieħed mill-persuni li jmexxi d-Dipartiment tal-Manutenzjoni f'din il-kumpanija. Ħanaraw naqra. U llum sallaqgħukom ma' persuna li mhuwiex Malti, però ilu Malta jaħdem f'waħda mill-operazzjonijiet illi għaw Malta għal dawn l-aħħar sentejn. Marcus Vogel, he comes from Germany. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm very good. And yourself?
Thank you very much. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for accepting to be on this program. Marcus, what is your background in aviation?
I'm an old-fashioned born and bred engineer. I left school at the age of 16 and I took on an apprenticeship for 3.5 years, and the outcome was an aircraft technician.
Okay. And what were your first planes that you were working on as a technician?
My first planes, oh my God, it was a DO 27 and a T-33s, which is World War planes basically, and Starfighters 104s, Phantoms. That was the start of the very beginning.
And now, coming to Malta, I mean, it's been many years obviously after you first started, but what has been your role in the past 2 years and how have you seen the industry grow?
Since day one, basically, I'm with MCM as a maintenance manager. So I'm based in Malta, and we are a very small setup. So as a maintenance manager, it means a lot, or it sounds a lot, but actually it's just a title. So what I'm doing is really from tire kicking to hiring and firing.
Okay. What about if you had to tell me about the importance of maintenance companies and companies that are doing airworthiness based here in Malta? What is their relevance and importance to us as a country?
Well, first of all, they can't live without us. We are like the pain in the neck. So we are required to keep up the airworthiness. So the airworthiness companies, which called CAMO, they're looking after the airworthiness of the aircraft, and we as an MO, we are carrying out their work on the aircraft. So we are the hands and legs, while the other ones are the brains, let's put it this way. The importance is we have to be there.
But recently, obviously, we haven't had that opportunity in Malta to see the growth of maintenance companies, but we have seen the growth. That means that they are relevant and very important to our country.
That's correct, because you have one of the biggest private business jets register, like on the ship side, you have the ships, and you also have the aviation side.
Which we don't hear of a lot in Malta.
I think it's aviation always attracts people, and it's something special, right? So I think that's one of the reasons why you hear more and more from the aviation side now compared to the ship side, I believe.
What are the challenges in Malta that you find in comparison perhaps to Germany?
It's not easy to find professionals locally. It was always a big issue from day one. It's also very hard to attract people to come to Malta. It's far off Europe. It's not Middle East, where you get high salaries paid. So it has been basically an issue from day one.
So the business is there. A maintenance company in Malta attracts the planes to be maintained here.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so it's a good base, but we don't have enough human resources yet.
Yes,
am I correct?
You can look to Lufthansa or any other places here, or local based companies. They're all struggling, like we are struggling as well. It's really the local system does not let's say, support us enough, you know.
Okay, what would you say is required even from an individual per se, besides the education given to him to be able to work in a company like yours? Any particular passions or
You have to be aviation crazy, let's face it. There's nothing else I can actually say. You have to be crazy about aviation, you have to like planes, and that's it, you know, because you really, it's a really very unique environment what we have in here, you know. So of course you have to go good with your hands, you have to be interested in techniques, learn new stuff, and it's.
But when you, for example, need new recruits, you would need them to have any qualifications?
Oh, we do partially now. We always take 2 or 3 guys from Malta, local guys, and we also go out to Italy, to Germany to attract new people coming to this country.
And you would need them to be qualified engineers or?
Okay, Malta, we take them off the school. You have a local school which...
The MCAST?
The MCAST, correct, which we're working together. So we take 2 or 3 guys from MCAST, which are actually starters. They have coming fresh off school.
Okay.
So we take them on, they spend a certain amount of time with MCAST, and they're coming to us for the practical part, and after 2.5, 3 years, hopefully they can get their exams going.
And then basically you have to train them.
Yes,
you are training them. Can you take me around what actually is involved in a day's work of a maintenance guy, of a technician?
Oh my God, this could be anything and everything. Let's start with the simple stuff, a tire pressure check. So like on your car, you'd have to check the tire pressures, up to an engine change. It could be really anything and everything. I mean, we're going to run later most likely down as well, and they're going to show you a couple of repairs we have done on an aircraft. So it could be really anything and everything. And this is the upside of this profession, you know. You're really not stuck with just an engine or just a tire or just the windshield or just the bodywork. In MCM example, you do really everything. I mean, it's really from the tires to the toilets, up to a wing replacement, an engine replacement, whatever it is.
What has been the biggest satisfaction for you personally in this career?
I think the biggest achievement for every engineer is a license, because we have a licensing system, so we cannot, you can work, but we cannot sign off an aircraft without having a license. And this is usually in Malta is given by the Transport Malta Authority. And I think that's the biggest achievement of everybody.
Yes, that you can sign off.
You can sign off your own work.
Your own work, that's right.
Correct, yeah.
That's right. And the biggest challenge you've ever had on the job, whether it's related to a particular plane or a particular country or a particular experience, what would that be?
The biggest challenge are usually people. I mean, I worked in several countries, and I would say the biggest challenge I had in the Middle East. Yes, you have so many different cultures involved. You know, we had English, Germans, locals, Indians, Pakistanis. It's not easy to handle them, to bring them really under one umbrella and handle them. That's what it is.
What's the worst thing about the Maltese and the best?
The worst thing, are you gonna?
Well, I have to ask
the
you
worst
this now.
is a driving.
They're driving.
They're driving.
Okay.
You guys driving me nuts. Let's put it this way.
Okay.
And the best thing, you're very kind. I mean, you're kind, you're open. I really can't complain. I'm living in Zeebrugge, in the middle of nowhere, and people are great there. So.
Very good, very good. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much, you and the whole company, for also hosting us to be able to do these interviews.
You're welcome.
And it was a pleasure for us as well to see what your life and your work is all about. I would like to just give you a little gift from us, thanks to Pedro del Hierro. We have a perfume, which I hope you'll enjoy.
Thanks so
Just a
much.
little
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
And it was a pleasure to meet you, and thanks to the company who has provided us with such an amazing setting, which we wouldn't have been able to get anywhere else.
Thanks.
And now the runway is exceptionally beautiful.
Yes.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
very
lot.
much.